This episode is brought to you by Buzzshot, Cogs by Clockwork Dog, PG's Playhouse, and Patreon supporters like you.
Hey, escape room owners. Are you still trying to solve the marketing puzzle? Buzzshot to the rescue. Buzzshot is the secret weapon powering business growth and improving the customer experience. This is software with a ton of pre- and post-game features, including waiver management, creating incredible branded team photos, and streamlined review management for Yelp, TripAdvisor, Google reviews, Facebook reviews, wherever people review. And they also offer integrations with Cogs.
We here at Room Escape Artists know just how expensive mailing list software can get. Did you know that Buzzshot has email broadcasts and customer surveys built in? Buzzshot allows you to create professional, personalized, and timely marketing emails and feedback surveys using easy-to-edit templates and variable content. Buzzshot helps you collect player and marketing data and enhances your customer communication to deliver more meaningful contact with those customers. Why pay for a separate mailing list software when Buzzshot does it all?
Bob Melkis of Fox in a Box had this to say about Buzzshot. It didn't take us long to fall in love with the tools. We are now encouraging all of our franchisees to switch to Buzzshot.
Streamline your marketing and grow your escape room business. REPOD listeners get an extended free trial and 20% off your first 3 months with no setup fees or hidden charges. Visit buzzshot.com/repod, that's REPOD, to learn more. Link and details in the show notes. Welcome to the Reality Escape Pod, your lifeline when you need a getaway from the real world. I'm David Spira, alongside my co-host, PG Law. Together, we're exploring immersive gaming from all angles, and we'll be joined by guests who really know their stuff. But today, we're doing something very different. We're doing our every 2-year or so recreation of the RECON Remote game. And we are joined by that game's creator, Mark Larson, and our guests and players for today, Lyra Levin and Yannick Trapman-O'Brien. Lyra has recently delivered a wonderful RECON talk on prototyping, which is now available on the Room Escape Artist YouTube channel. And Yannick is a past REPOD guest. You can hear him on Season 8, Episode 7. And it's a fantastic episode. Thank you all for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Excited to play this thing.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, I'm excited and have a history of being middling to poor at games. So I think we're really counting on Lyra to carry this team.
I think we have a great game for the two of you to play today.
Wow, that sounds so much like a threat.
I'm thrilled to see how this game plays out because I only play tested this game, and I think there have been some significant changes since the first time I played, and every playthrough is really different. I think this game is probably more loose than the other games of Mark's design that I've played, where it feels more like D&D-ish, like open world, and less solve this puzzle, do this thing, and there's like a really logical progression. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And then after this, in the bonus episode, I'm really looking forward to breaking down the gameplay and talking a little bit more to Mark about the creation of this game.
Excited to talk about it.
So, before we dig into it, Lyra and Yannick, you have both been touring around Europe, running Yannick's show, my personal favorite piece of immersive theater, Undersigned. I'm curious to hear how that tour has gone.
And you always sneak in the praise in a way that I'm not ready for.
That's what I do here.
You're just lying in wait. Yeah, it's so funny. What is time is difficult to say. We had a month of doing 3 cities, London, Edinburgh for the Fringe Festival, and then Amsterdam. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because I think that Lyra actually once asked a great question, which was like, do people respond differently to the show in different cities? Normally what I say is, oh, it has much less to do with the city than it does with what's going on in the world, or what does this week feel like on planet Earth. But I think doing so many performances in so many cities back to back does give you a little bit of the sense of variance, or a little bit of the, oh, what is the particular nuance of what's happening this week in this place? And what does it feel like to be here? It's a super intense way to meet a place, or to get a sense of like, what's it like being in London this week? But I also just historically have no moderation as a person. So I think that suits me really well to be like, what would it be like to fall into the deep end of what people are thinking? Yeah, how was it for you?
Yeah, it was a super intense and amazing experience. We did about 120 shows that month, which is an enormous number, of course, inadvisable number. And I think that the audiences in each of these cities, it's not just the city, because I asked that question of Yannick before I'd ever done the show, when the first day we met during RECON 2 years ago. And it was so interesting in Edinburgh, especially because that crowd was so different from our normal one. Normally people hear about it mostly through word of mouth, as opposed to through Underbelly, our venue host, or searching the Fringe website for anything immersive, stuff like that. And so people really came in with fewer expectations than I think they usually do. And that was a really neat experience as well.
Whoa, going in completely blind, just thinking you're getting a ticket to some cool theatrical show.
I think this is a thing that happens in immersive a lot, which is there are a category of creators who are very insistent on like, you shouldn't know anything, you should go in blind. And we tell ourselves like, oh, our audiences don't have expectations. But it's such a truth that like the audiences that we mostly access with this work, particularly the work that has barriers to entry, of cost, of knowledge, of like, are you even on the forum where people are sharing that it's been released? These are audiences that have a set of expectations and also sort of like, for want of a better term, cultural practice. They come in with this sort of formed idea of what it is or what it can do. And I've been very lucky that there have been a couple times in my career of doing works where I'm like, yeah, everyone's coming in blind. And then I encounter some people who are really coming in blind, and I'm reminded how much we kind of get comfortable with the ways that audiences do meet us halfway. Even when we think, I've given them nothing, they know nothing, but they've been trained by other experiences, or they have a style of play that they're considering. And it's such a great test to be asked, are you actually asking everyone for everything that you want? Or a bunch of people showing up and giving it to you in a way that makes you get a little bit lazy. Say like, oh, everyone could do this. And maybe everyone could, but is the invitation for everyone? Or is there like a hurdle that you don't even notice because everyone clears it without you having to ask them?
Well, that sounds like an incredible lead-in to Mark and BLOT, the Bureau of Legitimate and Outerworldly Troubles. Mark, tell us a little bit about where this game came from.
We pivoted on this game pretty late in the design process for RECON this year. David and Teresa Wagner and myself are the games team for RECON, and we talked about things that we're excited about, things that inspired us, things we were interested in. And I think, David, you brought forward the topic of what BLOT ended up being. I don't want to spoil too much about it because that's a bit revealed in the game, but I spent a lot of time checking things out, doing some research, watching a lot of TV based on the topic, and we wanted to get a sense and a feeling for what this genre was. So you feel like you're dropped right into the middle of these shows, essentially.
Yeah, we will talk more about it once all of this wraps, but we came up with two different concepts for this year's virtual game. Both were big swings. We took the first swing and didn't really connect, and so we went back and took the second swing. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I think without further ado, we're going to hand this off to Mark. PG and I are going to disappear, and we are going to listen to Yannick and Lyra play the Bureau of Legitimate and Outerworldly Troubles. Enjoy.
Sounds good. I'll give you a little background about how this works and what it is first. Since we're not at a cool physical location, I will be the room for you. I'll describe the things you can see, the places you can go, the people you can talk to, and you'll decide what you want to do. Where do you want to go first? What do you want to look at? What do you want to investigate or play with? And I'll let you know what happens. And through that dialogue back and forth, we'll build this escape room in our collective imaginations. Now, I do recommend you take some notes along the way. So keep track of things that you've seen, things that you want to investigate more, some things that you've learned along the way. But if at any point you want to repeat something I've already said, go over something again, just let me know. Not a problem. Happy to repeat those things.
Kind of like an old school text adventure.
Exactly. I'm essentially the computer for you in an old school text adventure. There's going to be some images I show on the screen to give you a sense of where we are and the things that you can find in this space. Also know that this game is designed to be highly creative, and I want you to try lots of stuff. If at any point you're like, oh, I don't want to put poor Mark through that, ignore that entirely. I wrote this, it's my own fault, so feel free to try and do anything you want to do in here. Also, just so you know, all the images that I'll post here for you to play this, we're also going to have it in the show notes, so you can check out those later. All right, without further ado, let's dive into BLOT.
Let's go.
It's not often they call in the janitors. But you happen to be in the area, so here you are at a secret facility in the middle of the desert. A burly man named Sergeant Hoskins escorts you down a long, nondescript hallway, explaining the mission. Someone or something has ransacked one of our top secret laboratories. They made a real mess of the place. We need you, the best janitors in the world, from the Bureau of Legitimate and Outerworldly Troubles to investigate. Figure out who or what caused this mess, and then apprehend them by any means necessary. Put an end to their destructive antics. The last door in the hallway opens to reveal a scientific lab, but unlike the pristine hallway, a strange gunky substance covers the walls and floor. Well, I trust you can handle this. I'll leave you to it. Good luck. The sergeant shuts the door behind you, and you hear a faint click as it locks. In the room, you see a freestanding chalkboard to your left, a table with beakers and test tubes to your right, and a small computer desk in the back corner. On the far wall, there's another door, and next to that, a metal shutter that has rolled down like a blast door, covering what would be a large viewing window. What would you like to do?
I've been waiting for this call to adventure my entire life. I knew I wasn't just a normal janitor. I immediately go to the lab table and take a look at those beakers.
Awesome. Absolutely.
I have not been waiting for this call. I am very much a normal janitor. And so I think my first priority is going to be, it looks like there's a bunch of stains on the floor. I would like to determine, it does seem like the colors of those stains correspond with what seem to be some beakers or things on there. So while you're going to those beakers, I'd love to look around for like some pipettes or anything I could use to scrape up that stuff and determine if it should go back into there or not. Is it the same thing? But strictly from a like, I just want to put it back in there so the floor is clean standpoint.
Yeah, let's check out those splotches on the floor first, and then we'll get over to the lab table. There's a lot of these weird splotches on the floor. You're right, they're exactly the same colors as those on the beakers there on the lab table. As you look at them, they look like dried paint, like a gunky substance. They all adhere to the floor. You can't really scrape them up very easily. There's no liquid left of them anymore. They're all dried there. But let's head over to that lab table. It's full of these beakers and test tubes which contain a variety of liquids. On the corner of the table, there's also a note, and that note reads, Laboratory test on subject 700-N. We are able to extract multiple colors of an inky substance. Each color reacts in a different way. We are able to extract multiple colors of an inky substance. Each color reacts in a different way. We have seen successful results using the following methods. Heating, applying a heavy object at high velocity, viewing the substance upside down, and saying affirming or complimentary statements toward the substance. We found one color of substance to be resistant to all stimuli. We will continue researching. Lastly, supplies for experiments should not be left out. Clean up after yourselves. All supplies should be kept in the adjoining closet. Code is open.
Can I just start by telling each of the objects you're doing a great job? Because their first priority is cleaning. I'm just going to go to each of the splashes on the floor and say, you look great, you're doing a really nice job, and you're free to go now. You don't have to stay down here anymore. And just see if any of them respond to the positive stimuli.
Absolutely. You go to each of those splotches and you tell them, oh, you're doing such a good job. Great splotch, nice shape there. And as you do to all of them, you notice the green one in the back corner behind the chalkboard. And as soon as you compliment it, oh, it loves that so much. It's so taken back by the compliment that it disappears entirely.
Seeing that success, I have in my mind that I'm an action hero now because the sergeant just gassed us up so well. And I try and do a handstand to view all of them. And I'm not good at this. I do fall over.
I can hold your leg.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My compatriot holds my legs, and I look at each of them upside down.
You do a fantastic, what we call a two-person handstand. It's really great, known around the world for how wonderful it is.
Four-legged handstand.
You look around the room and spot that the red splotch behind the chalkboard as you're upside down, I mean, at least you thought it was red. It's now yellow back there.
But still there.
It's still there. Yep. Yes.
Okay. Can I go to that cabinet that was mentioned with the code open to see if there's more heavy-duty sprays or something I can use to re-moisturize and or maybe some like club soda to get this stuff off the floor?
Absolutely. You check the door in the back corner of the room. It's locked, but right above the handle, there's a numeric keypad. However, whoever installed this keypad did so upside down. Ugh, what an idiot. It looks like this.
Okay, well, first things first. Green splotches, you're fetching, you're lovely, you're verdant, you're reminiscent of spring. Pablo Neruda, if he was here right now, would be thrilled, right? But he's not here right now, so you don't have to be here either. You can go.
Oh, those splotches. Oh, they love to hear it. Verdant is a word they don't hear nearly enough.
Do any of us.
Exactly. That keypad, the green on it fades away instantly. Now, the keypad looks like this.
Okay. If only I had spent all my time in middle school typing the word open with letters as opposed to the other word that I was typing. I think we're going to need... Oh, but it's going to have to be backwards, right?
Yeah, it's going to have to be something 360. I typed many words on my keypad.
For those of you only listening, we've got an upside-down keypad, and there's 4 spots for numbers, and there's some black splotches that are still covering some of the segments that are on those numbers there.
360. If it's something 360, can we try 4360?
You try 4360, and that doesn't quite open yet. It looks like this. What you see on the keypad there, you've got the 4360, but since they're upside down and some of the spots are blocked out, there's definitely an O there in the front. The P looks like there's a circle at the top. We're missing some part of the P. The 3 there upside down definitely makes an E. And then the 4 upside down, we're missing the tail of the 4, the foot of the 4 there. So it shows look like a lowercase n that's there. So we're getting really close.
4380, perhaps.
Let's try it. I wonder whether this black splotch is interfering with the progress. But just for the sake of it.
Yeah, let's try 4380.
You enter the code 4380, and indeed that lock does click open. Well done. You open the door here to find a small closet, which contains a shelf with various lab equipment. Notably, you see there's a small anvil in the corner, a handheld Bunsen burner with everything you need to start a fire, and there's another note left behind by a researcher. That note reads, Supplementary laboratory test on subject 700-N. Further research into the previously inert black substance has found that tickling it forces it to undergo a change in hue. We've also found that insulting any hue of the substance reverts it to its natural state.
Got it. I note that the red
yellow
that became yellow did not revert, which means that the red is a little bit resistant to sarcasm, because I was trying to denigrate it when I was comparing it to the green, but I don't think it picked up on that.
Yeah, the yellow didn't notice that.
I think it's secure in its color.
Well, I think it lacks social nuance, but let's share those opinions nearby and we'll see if it can pick up on either of those things. Okay, I do not apply the Bunsen burner. Well, the cabinet's open, right?
I love lighting things on fire. To me, walking away from explosions is my ultimate goal. So I'm going to grab that Bunsen burner and light it.
Sounds good. You get the Bunsen burner out, and there's a portable gas canister there. You screw that into it and find something to ignite it, and now you've got fire. You're so excited about it. Now, what do you want to do with it?
Real quick question. Are we paid by the hour, or are we like full time?
BLOT is the high of highs when it comes to being a janitor. So you've got full salary and benefits. You can take as long or short as you want on this mission.
Great. So please don't make any explosions that we have to walk away from, because then we come back and clean that up the next day.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Such a buzzkill, though. Okay, so I'm going to carefully, without making more of a mess, go up to the yellow BLOT and apply some heat to it.
Yeah, the one behind the chalkboard on the floor that you've turned from red to yellow. Excellent. You go up there with your Bunsen burner and heat it up, and as you do, you watch the color start to char and darken there. and then the whole thing turns a lovely royal purple color.
Ooh, great.
Hey, while we're standing by the chalkboard, can I see what's on the chalkboard?
Absolutely. There's a freestanding chalkboard there in the corner. You can make up part of a message on one side, but it's mostly covered in this splatter of black gunk.
Okay, I'm already, like, towel ready to wipe it all away. But okay.
Yeah.
Looks like this again. Again, we'll put that in the show notes. There's a big black splotch on a nice green chalkboard there. We can see a little bit of writing behind it. You get your towel out, your nice janitor cloth there, and try and wipe it off. But again, it's caked on like paint. It's not going anywhere.
Okay, I'm going to change the pressure and just use the towel to lightly, playfully tickle.
Yeah, you use your towel to tickle the gunk that's there. And indeed, that gunk starts to blush from being tickled. Oh, I wasn't expecting that today. And then pretty soon the whole thing turns scarlet red.
Ooh, it turns scarlet red, and I sort of do the...
And I grab his feet and help him into the handstand. He's
You are
clearly trying
so
to
strong. I just want to say, it's something I've always admired about you in a janitorial sense.
Thank you.
In the athletic, you had an athletic sponsorship to the custodial and janitorial college, and
yeah.
I just,
So that's how I got in.
yeah, I just recognize it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you think it got in on my academic merits?
No, I've never thought that.
Thank you.
For these fine athletic skills of, again, a two-person handstand, you're both well-trained in it. It's a common course in Janitor 101. You do a nice little handstand, take a look at the chalkboard, and indeed, that red on there turns into a lovely shade of yellow.
Go ahead and hit us with the fire.
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought you'd never ask.
One hand holding me, the other one just spreading flame.
Yeah.
In any other situation, this would deserve a round of applause, but no one's watching, sadly. It's just the two of you. But yeah, indeed, you take a one-handed burn of this chalkboard, all the gunk that's on there making it nice and charred. When it gets darker and darker, and then it turns into this lovely shade of purple.
And all that's left really now is to hit it. Yeah. Which seems like perhaps a bad idea on a chalkboard, but I am all ready
Can
to
we
do.
test on the one on the floor?
That's why you learn that special handstand move, so you can easily clean the floor and...
Baseboards as well.
Yes,
yeah.
so it's so tricky to get down there, further than anything else. So you do a nice little buffing of the floor by the chalkboard. It looks spotless. Well done.
All right, I drop an anvil on the other part of the floor now.
Which part of the floor do you want to drop it on?
The part that has the purple splotch.
Yeah, you head over to the closet there, you grab that anvil and you try to lift it up, but it's so heavy. It looks like it might take both of you. You both want to go over there and give it a try?
Yeah, I mean,
All right,
you're 90% of it. I absolutely came in on a math lead scholarship. I'm just handling the tip like this while and we got it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just need a little bit of help. You've almost got it there. Both of you go in there and grab the anvil and haul it across the floor and then drop it on the purple that's over there. Oh, and as soon as you drop that anvil, it turns a brilliant shade of green.
Okay, and is the floor okay?
The floor seems fine, yeah.
Wow, mysterious substance. You're so resilient. You're so tough. Like, I think you should be proud of the fact that you're really holding up under pressure. You kept that floor safe. I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. And if you ever want a letter of recommendation for the Custodial or Janitorial University, we'd happily write it. And that would be my pleasure. It's been a pleasure to know you.
And this is why you were class president.
Oh, it loves hearing that as you talk to it and give it so many wonderful compliments. It slowly fades and then turns into complete nothingness. Oh, it loves hearing that.
Should I just murder it by saying a nice thing? That's not really in my pay grade. Okay.
So now I get to throw this anvil at the blackboard?
I do have concerns about that as an approach. Here's what I'd love to say. We've got the sequence. Let's go ahead and take the sequence on that black splotch that's down over by the metal shutter.
Fair enough.
I'll
You were
go
so
ahead
good
and-
at tickling.
I feel like I'm going to be responsible for most of the nuance work here since you keep trying to throw an anvil into every surface we're supposed to clean. And you said the thing about the explosions. So I'm going to go get the cloth out, keep it gentle, like firm, but considerate tickle.
You get on the floor there, tickle that black splotch that's there. A nice, considerate tickle. It blushes again there. Oh, it turns this lovely scarlet red.
I do a front walkover, which is really like front flop over. But I do manage to look at the splotch upside down while I do.
You said you weren't good at these handstands, but really every handstand you do is wonderful and fantastic. That splotch does indeed turn yellow.
I'm going to go ahead and just apply some fire very carefully. Coming in, kneeling in.
A light dusting of flame there on that splotch on the floor, and watch as that yellow turns to purple.
And then I just stomp on it.
You head over there and stomp on the purple that's there, real angry at it, trying to get it to change. It's still purple. It looks like you need something heavier there to transition it over.
Just for the record, I want to look at you and just say on 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Both jump, stomp.
Oh, it's still purple, not heavy enough. You need something heavier.
Let's go ahead and get that anvil.
All right.
All right, and we lug it over, drop it down.
You lug that anvil back over there and drop it on the splotch. And indeed, that splotch turns a lovely shade of green.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I understand you're being mature about it. We're all being mature about it. It's not a competition, but you're the biggest splotch in the room. I just want to say.
And you're a great shade of vermilion.
Yeah. No, I mean, you look great, but just like in terms of surface area, first place.
Blinks out of existence. Completely gone.
So overkill.
Which makes you last place now, sucker. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, you say that and the whole splotch comes back as black. Oh, I hated that so much.
So you still exist. Wait, so that means that all the substances in this room still exist. They're just turning invisible. Okay.
Oh.
That's useful data,
Useful
actually.
information.
Yeah. Because, and truly like a fire lights in my eyes as I say this, that means the room's not clean yet.
Oh dear, it's just hiding the clean. You've brushed it under the rug.
Wait, there's rugs? Do we need to clean them too?
No rug, just a janitor saying. Just things that janitors say all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't bring our carpet cleaner.
Yep, you're
Okay,
good.
I would say since we've established this sequence, we just imperfect time, I tickle,
I flop over
anvil, blam.
with a little bit of fire first.
Oh, sorry, I tickle. Well, let's drop the anvil on the yellow, see what happens.
Yeah, sounds good. Tickle it, turn it red. You look at it upside down, it turns yellow. You drop an anvil on the yellow. Still yellow. Well, it looks like the yellow doesn't care about being hit by anything heavy.
Cool. Just for the sake of it, I get the Bunsen burner and I try to really heat up the bottom of the anvil for a second as you're holding it up because you're the one strong enough. And then we drop the heavy object that is hot.
You get a really hot anvil. You don't think maybe that'll make it harder to pick up or move. You just want to make a really hot anvil.
Janitor hands, baby. We are ready.
Like asbestos.
Absolutely. You get your gloves out, and just to be sure, you heat up this anvil. You grab it and go over there and drop it on the ink that's there. And you watch that yellow ink starts to darken a little bit and then turn it into a beautiful green color almost instantly.
Ooh.
Oh, great. 2 for 1.
Wow. 2 for 1. An underrated value in splotches is efficiency. I just want to say the way that you move quickly, you pick up cues fast, you're quite sharp. And for an object that normally wouldn't have any sentience, that's a really admirable quality. No one asked you to be smart. You just educated yourself. Good for you.
The splotch is overcome by that, can't take it, doesn't even want to be like too much for it. It disappears entirely.
And I know you're still here, so let's make a deal. As long as you don't make a thing of it, we don't have to get more serious about removing you, and you're being an intelligent splot. I think you understand. That's fine. You can stay as long as you're invisible. We're not responsible for cleanliness. We're responsible for the impression of cleanliness. So you can stay as long as you're a team player. And I know that a clever blot like you'll do what you have to.
You get no response from the room or the splotch, but you get a sense inside that it really understood what you were trying to talk about.
No response is a response, baby.
We love making things for our community. The Patreon community that we have is really the only reason we're able to make everything that we do. And whether you are talking about the episodes of this show, PG's Playhouse, all the different things we write, or the festivities of RECON, all of this is made possible because of the foundational support that we have from this community.
Part of what makes our shows great, the website great, the articles great, is because we truly love what we do. We are trying to build a dream here, and we can't do that without your support. It really means a lot. If you're enjoying this show, if you want to get access to our bonus episodes and our Spoilers Club episodes and all of the other benefits included in our Patreon, consider joining us at patreon.com/roomescapeartist. Your support is what helps make this show possible.
Okay, all right. Before we throw an anvil at a chalkboard, can we just take a peek at this lab computer?
Absolutely. The computer in the corner is this ancient computer with a hulking CRT monitor that dominates the desk. On the screen, the words "Lockdown Initiated" appear in a large bold font with a small text box below labeled "Enter admin password to remove lockdown."
I immediately identify this as not cleaning work, and I go to the chalkboard, and I believe we have a purple splotch now. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to stand by it, but if you want to do something with that lab computer, this is more like action hero stuff.
I immediately am like, am I a hacker now? And just type random things on the keyboard and realize I am not, in fact, the hacker, which is fine. I realize because I am a different member of the crew. I'm just the brawn and the action hero.
So I've been like wiping next to the blotch, but I am watching with interest. I'm like, oh, did you try open?
I try open.
You enter open into the keyboard, hit enter. The screen blacks out, and it comes back with the same screen again. Looks like it didn't take that as the password.
All right.
That's all right. While I'm by it, I take a look at the metal shutter.
A large metal shutter has rolled down, covering most of the far wall. It looks like a blast door with these thick steel plates anchored in place. You won't be able to pry this up. Looks like you'll need to get the system to retract the shutter back into the ceiling.
That does sound like a challenge. We were talking about explosions. Blast door explosions.
Okay, so we are drifting further and further from the light of janitorial work with every second here. So we have a splotch. I think let's focus on the splotch.
All right, we'll focus on the splotch. But the sergeant did say that we were tasked with a mission for great janitors. This is not your ordinary janitorial work.
It is not great janitorial service to see a splotch and walk away from it.
Fair enough. All right, we'll take care of the splotch.
I'm laying the chalkboard on the floor already because we're dropping an anvil on it at this point.
Yes.
Sounds good. You turn that chalkboard, lay it on the floor there. Do you want to drop that anvil on it?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You both go over, grab that anvil, and lug it over to the chalkboard and drop it on top. Interestingly, two things happen here. One, that purple splotch on it does indeed turn a beautiful shade of green. And two, expectedly, the chalkboard is in about 8 pieces.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. I mean, understandable. I get real close to that green splotch, and I say, you did everything you could have been expected to, right? Like, however much the force of the previous one would diffuse over the floor, I understand it could have been a lot worse than 8 pieces. You held things together. People often don't get credit for things not being as bad as they could have been, but I just want to say you did your best in striving towards the effort of minimizing clutter. And from one custodian to another, I salute you.
Shortly into that lovely compliment, that green immediately fades away. Oh, it felt so seen. Loved hearing that. Your chalkboard now looks like this. The image here that we've got is the same chalkboard. There's no gunk on it anymore, but it's split into 8 pieces, all scattered around the floor. You go to pick them up, but you're so tired. You've moved that anvil around so much. You just need a quick break. Maybe you could just look at it and try to figure out what it says.
All right. Well, we've got Swakrit, upward, metop sword, eyes own Pablo, blop is ac. I think it might be in a different
Acme.
language.
The AC connects to the ME, so I think that would say Acme at the bottom there.
Oh.
Top secret.
Acme eyes only.
And then password. Top secret password.
Blue. Maybe.
Well, because we know that PA goes there, so it's loop.
Bloop, bloop. I think it's bloop, bloop.
Great. I'm just going to go ahead and try bloop, bloop in the computer monitor.
You enter bloop, bloop into the computer, and the metal shutter begins to slowly retract into the ceiling.
Ooh.
At that time, the computer screen darkens, then displays another log entry. Research log, Toon Ink. The strange inky substance we're able to extract from subject 700-N proves to have a multitude of applications. Today, we created a new applicator liquid we're calling Elmer's Inktastic Formula. It's the last time we're letting Elmer name anything. It changes green ink into a painting of whatever is behind what it's painted on. Oh, it's so realistic. Research log, subject 700-N. Captive shows signs of agitation. Bouncing off walls, distorting into menacing shapes. Staff are worried for their safety. still no closer to discovering how to harness cartoon power, shape change, producing objects out of thin air, supersonic speed. Unsure how much longer containment chamber will hold before... The log ends abruptly. As you look up, the metal shutter is gone, and behind it is a shattered window that looks into a small enclosure, a room that would have observed the studied subject. Inside that enclosure, you see a spray bottle labeled Elmer's Inktastic Formula, and most of the back wall of the small room is painted a lovely inky shade of green.
Is this the first time we've heard of our employer having captives?
It is.
Are we the baddies? Do we have healthcare?
You absolutely have healthcare, yes.
We have dental?
Dental, life, vision, all of it.
Who amongst us can truly be said to be good? In fact, we were told by Mary Oliver, you don't have to be good. Okay, so let's move on.
Sorry, so I'm already getting a paper bag out. So there's broken glass everywhere?
You don't see a lot of broken glass. There's a little bit there. You go and clean it up at the good janitors that you are and set it aside there.
I'm going to put it into that paper bag and just keep that paper bag in my pocket.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so the spray turns the green ink into a painting of what's behind it. How is that distinct from when we say nice things to the green ink and the green ink becomes invisible?
We should test it, but my interpretation is that we'll be able to see through this wall.
Oh, huh. Can we do a splotch test where, like, I want to go to the bottom right corner of that wall and say, just you, this corner? I just want to say that, like, you in particular, I know it's a team effort, but you and you alone for your individual efforts, I'm recognizing. And then, like, you sort of, like, put some of the spray on just the bottom corner, like, splotch test.
The same place where you complimented, or the other?
Corner.
Okay,
so that we're sort of like, as if we're, like, cleaning a new solvent to make sure it doesn't mess up the carpet.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we don't want it to create a new splotch.
Can't make a bigger mess than you've already made. Absolutely not. No. The rest of the splotch is just neutral, right? It's just fine. It's there. There's nothing remarkable about it in either direction, good or bad.
I'm not expressing any negative or positive sentiments regarding the rest of you. We haven't met yet.
the bottom right corner. Yannick, you go in and talk to it, telling it how wonderful it is as a corner, and indeed that corner, it's so excited about it. It totally disappears. You now have this whole chunk of wall that you see there. Lyra, you take the spray bottle, though, that you found there. You go spray some of Elmer's Inktastic Formula in the bottom right corner. And as you do, you watch as the green changes into a beautiful desert landscape. You can see a little bit of the sand that's out there, a nice blue sky just in that bottom corner. You can tell it's painted on, but, it looks so lifelike.
I get carried away. This is the coolest thing I've seen in, like, minutes. So I'm going to just spray the whole thing.
Absolutely. You spray the wall in Elmer's Inktastic Formula and watch as the green changes to a beautiful desert landscape. The exact same landscape that's outside. You saw it just an hour ago when you arrived, and it looks so beautiful and lifelike, like you could walk right through it.
I immediately
try.
Yeah, same time. Yeah.
What do you get when you mix pals, puzzles, and trivia? That's right, it's PG's Playhouse, our newest podcast where you can play along with our guests through some games featuring a blend of wordplay and trivia.
Then I share an interesting bit of trivia, lore, or history based on the episode's theme.
Remember Y2K? In episode 2, our game was New Beginnings, where I've taken some popular fads over the years and changed a word to a word that rhymes. Today's puzzle is originally created in 1993. This is a line of little collectible stuffed animals with very unkind expressions. Stay tuned to find out the answer.
Y2K was the technology glitch that never happened. I talk about the fear-mongering and about a supposed global meltdown and the hard-working people who mostly prevented the disaster from ever happening.
To listen to this episode and all the rest, check out PG's Playhouse, available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can just search for PG's Playhouse or click the link in our show notes. Did you get the answer to originally created in 1993, This is a line of little collectible stuffed animals with very unkind expressions. It's not Beanie Babies, it's Meanie Babies. Our episode guest, Tommy Honton, also brought a fun game testing our knowledge of Greek metric prefixes.
You both rush for the wall, just gonna see if you can walk through this thing, and as you step through it, you step right out into the desert landscape outside, and it's so gross outside. It's one of the hottest days on record. It's almost noon. The sun is directly overhead, beaming down on you. You find yourself at the corner of a couple of buildings. Here's an aerial view of that area. The laboratory is just behind you, and a massive warehouse sits to your right. The nearest door to the warehouse is just ahead. It's a large metal garage door, and there's an asphalt road that leads up to it. Outside of that, there's general havoc. The warehouse alarm is blaring with an oddly calm voice repeating, "Lockdown. Unknown creature has infiltrated the warehouse. Lockdown. Unknown creature has infiltrated the warehouse." To your left are a few crates that have been haphazardly opened, and to your right, under a cloth awning, an old machine is set up. But ahead of you is a large 15-foot diameter hole, perfectly round and perfectly pitch black. From the hole, you hear someone hooting and hollering for help.
Okay, step one, I'm going to get some of the signs that are we're cleaning here, and just put them around the perimeter of the hole to make sure that people aren't stepping in. I will not address the person in the hole in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to put that perimeter up, and then I'm going to go to the crates and just start trying to check to make sure if they're empty or not, and closing them up. It looks like there's some bits that I'm just going to kind of pile into a pile.
Yeah, you make sure the hole is nice and safe and no one else is going to fall in there. And you get some of your signs up around there. And then you go check out those crates. There's a few crates here. 2 have been ripped open and torn apart, leaving a small pile of planks. In another, you find hundreds of these old tennis balls. And the final one is full of these gallon-sized paint cans, a few dozen, each labeled Toon Ink. Near these cans is another note. This one reads, "Toon Ink. Warning. Highly unstable. Due to this instability, these cans of Toon Ink have been marked for disposal. They exhibit a variety of physics-defying traits, depending on the ink's hue. To date, we have identified it can make objects resist gravity, become super sticky, create an anti-friction area, and disappear entirely. Use with extreme caution."
I'm having lots of thoughts about that ink that came back, but I'm keeping them to myself.
I'm going to run back into the room that we came out of and grab the test tubes with all those other paints and fill my amazing cargo pockets of my janitor uniform with them so that if we need them for anything, we have them.
You head back into the laboratory. Oh, wait. You go to the wall that you came out of just moments ago and look at it. It's just a big wall here. How? What? On the inside there was paint, and you spray that so you come outside, but there's no paint on the outside, so looks like you can't get back in. It looks like you're stuck out here in this desert heat. Ugh.
Okay. Good thing I was still holding the spray of the Elmer's.
You as janitors are not going to let a good spray bottle go to waste. You definitely still have that.
Absolutely.
I take a tennis ball.
Yeah, you've got one tennis ball.
I'm going to look over the edge of the big hole and listen to the hootin' and hollerin' and see if I can pick out any words.
Absolutely. You peer over the edge of that hole, and you see there's a woman down there with this bushy gray hair, overalls, and gloves on. And as soon as she spots you, she calls out, "Hey, you young whippersnappers, I need some help. Listen, this strange creature came barreling out of that wall over there, gave me one look, and then started running around out here causing chaos. Next thing I knew, I was flung down here at the bottom of this here hole. Now, I don't know you, but you look like some talented folks, perhaps from that Bureau of Legitimate and Outerworldly Troubles, all smartified and whatnot. And if you are from BLOT, you'll be here wanting to catch that varmint that went and did this. And I can help you out as a certified anvil maker mechanic. So you get me out of this here hole, and I'll make all the anvils you can want. Deal?"
Sorry, so you work here,
Yeah.
but you don't work for BLOT.
No, I think you work for BLOT, I work for Acme.
Okay, that sounds like an HR issue then, and I walk away.
Come on, no.
I'm gonna go back to the crates and get one of those cans of paint.
Yeah.
I'm just a huge fan of your work. Like, having recently, I assume it was one of your anvils. Such a fan. Beautiful work, very heavy.
Oh, thank you so much. I do like making my anvils.
We all have our calling in life.
Anvil maker right here. Well, You look like a janitor right there. Callings in life.
Callings in life. But really, I'm more than a janitor, and I start talking about my excitement about this new, and then I realize the security issue and probably shouldn't, but...
While you're divulging company secrets, I'm really fixated on the possibility that not just these stains, but perhaps every stain that I've ever cleaned is still there and just invisible. It really feels important to me to know. So I've taken the paint, I've pried it open.
Which paint are you putting on?
I assume that all of the paint in the can is black. I guess I open up the paint and I check what color is the paint.
Yeah, you open up one of those cans of paint, and indeed, inside, there's this black gunky substance there. It looks very similar to the paint splotches that you saw back in the laboratory.
Great, so laying down some newspaper around to make sure that I'm not making too much of a mess, I put on some gloves, and I paint that tennis ball.
Great! You cover one tennis ball in that black gunky substance. It dries pretty quickly out here in the desert heat.
Give it a tickle.
Yeah, you give it a nice tickle there, and you watch as that tennis ball, it blushes and turns into a scarlet red, and then, you found that the tennis ball, you're trying to get rid of it, but you weren't expecting to have a tennis ball at the end of your glove for the rest of your life, but apparently that's the world you live in now. You'll get used to it. It'll be fine.
All right, so latex glove. I just take the glove off around the tennis ball.
Yeah, you take that glove off, and now you've got one latex-covered red tennis ball. You're trying to get the latex glove off. It's adhered to that really well.
It's adhered to that really well?
That's the super sticky one.
That's the super sticky, the red. Okay.
So you can still try looking it upside down and see if it turns yellow and stuff.
Yeah. Attributes of this paint is beyond my pay grade. So I'm just going to try looking at it upside down now. I put it on the ground on top of the latex glove, stick my head between my legs.
You do a one-person kind of half handstand. It's very impressive. And you look at that tennis ball upside down and watch as it gets lighter and lighter in hue and then turns a deep purple.
And does anything in particular happen when it's that purple?
You take a look at it and grab it. You pull the latex glove off. Now that's not a problem. You take the ball and you kind of hold it out next to you and you drop it. It just sits there in the air. You pick it back up from the air and you take a look at it and you try and throw it. It just keeps going off and off in the same direction, never dropping.
Okay, interesting. So I go and I recollect it. And I can't stress this enough. You might be noticing these things as you're telling everything about our company to a person in a whole. I am not registering them on an intellectual or emotional level.
I see you throw this ball and I'm just like, dude, stop crashing out. What are you doing?
I'm going to continue crashing out.
I'm going to come over and help.
I take, so now we're purple.
We're purple.
I absolutely bean this ball against the lab wall.
You get a nice, good fastball pitch in there against the laboratory wall, chuck it at that wall. It flies forward, bounces off the laboratory, comes back at you in that same line. You catch it and it's still purple.
I mean, yeah, happily I burn it.
Now you're in favor of just happily burning stuff?
Or rather dispassionately but determinedly I burn it. Like with no particular extra investment or enjoyment.
You take this poor tennis ball and you inflict the Bunsen burner on it, full blast completely, and watch as it slowly crumples in on itself. It remains purple the whole time, and then it deflates into this little pile of what was purple tennis ball.
Okay, that's fine by me. Ask the HR problem where we can get an anvil.
You yelled out into this hole. By the way, her name's Vivian.
I didn't ask.
Lyra, you've talked to her long enough that you know her name's Vivian. I mean, it's an HR problem at this point. Anyways, you ask her where you can get an anvil, and she goes, yeah, my machine's right up there. If you can get me out of this here hole, I can make you an anvil right away.
Well, you could try anti-gravitating her, pour some black paint on her.
And then tickle?
Yeah, I guess that does feel like more of an HR violation, though.
It seemed like it resisted grip, so it just stayed at the same height.
Yeah, so if she jumps, she'll just jump out.
Okay. To be clear, you said your machine will make an anvil? What's an anvil made out of?
Oh, it's some real high-density metals. It's a proprietary blend we have here at Acme. I don't think I can divulge that today.
Understood. And so the anvil maker works by, like, smashing those metals together and press or something?
Absolutely. It reconstitutes the metal to, it's a long course I had to take back at Acme College about how to make an anvil.
Does it involve the application of high amounts of force?
I believe so. Yeah, you gotta, like, smash it all together.
I just dumped the purple, like, smoldering thing into the anvil maker machine and just start pushing buttons.
You go over to that machine, and there is indeed a panel full of hundreds of these buttons and knobs and levers. None of them are labeled.
One button at a time.
You start hitting these buttons, you move a lever, turn a dial, and you hear these horrible grinding and screeching noises that come from the machine. Smoke starts to build up from it, from the hole there. You go, hey, what you doing with my machine? It took me years to calibrate that thing. Oh no, it's a mess.
Okay, I am opposed to mess, so I abandon this approach. You want to pour some paint on a lady?
Yeah. Although, how will we tickle her? You can't tickle yourself, and she's not within reach.
We could put paint on more tennis balls, tickle those, throw those down so she holds on to 2, and then if she jumps.
Yeah. How many tennis balls are there?
About 100. There's a bunch of tennis balls here.
Okay, not nearly enough to fill the hole with tennis balls, though.
No, sadly not. Nope. When you had that purple tennis ball earlier, you could freely move it around. It wasn't resistant to your force. It looks like just that the force of gravity didn't act upon it.
Huh.
Yeah, I think we need to cover her in paint.
I mean, she says she's wearing overalls, right? Are you decent beneath your overalls?
Yes?
Remove your overalls and throw them out of the hole.
I think you're the ATAR problem now.
I'm not near the hole.
You ask Vivian to provide you with her overalls. You stand away from the hole, giving her some privacy in the hole there just in case. And in a few moments from the hole, the overalls just get to the top of the hole. And they fall back down. She goes, oh, not hard enough. And she goes and balls up again and throws them up. And they come out of the hole, land on the side of the hole, the sand there.
I immediately go through the pockets of the overalls to see if there's a manual for operating the machine.
You find an ID card in there. You don't see any manual at all, just the ID card. It says Acme Company, Vivian. It's just first name basis. You don't see anything else in her overalls.
Okay, I don't register that information on an intellectual level. Shall we paint them?
Let's paint him.
You dunk the overalls into the black paint, hold them up. They dry very quickly. You've got some black painted overalls. Do you want to get them to purple?
I'll give them a tickle.
Great. They turn red.
Okay.
Very, very sticky.
Very sticky.
Good thing I got these latex gloves on at all times.
Well, I'm just going to observe them upside down.
You got your
going to
upside
do
down.
my cart fall.
Okay.
It's perfect. You've been practicing this for years. It's a lovely cart fall. You take a look at the overalls. They're getting a little lighter and lighter in hue and then turn a deep purple color.
I'm going to stand over the edge of the hole and I'm going to make sure I'm leaning over because I'm concerned if I throw them down, they're just going to float right back up. But I'm going to say, you should stand directly underneath me. I'm going to throw this down and then you should put it on.
Okay, she repositions herself.
Great. I throw it straight down the hole.
You throw it down and he watches it. It descends down into the hole. Vivian grabs them, puts them on. She's now got purple overalls on and she's walking around. Looks like she's moonwalking a little bit. She's got a lot less gravity applying to her down here.
Cool.
All right, Vivian, hop up.
Oh, okay. She crouches down and there's a big leap as you watch as she floats up. She gets a little slower as she comes up. It looks like she's not all purple, but it's enough to get her out of the hole. You go grab her and pull her out of the hole. Oh, she tumbles into the sand that's there, brushes herself off, gets up and thanks you. She then heads over to her machine. She's very worried about it. There's still a little smoke coming from it. She's looking at the knobs, very concerned. Someone came over here and fiddled with all the buttons, looks like. But soon she gets it back in working condition. She pushes a small pink button near the bottom, and after a few moments of loud metal noises, a brand new anvil pops out the other end under the canopy. Thank you all for helping me out. Take any anvils you need. They're the extra heavy ones. Real high quality stuff here.
Great.
Well, thank you, Vivian. Can I have your overalls?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a little forward, but I think we've gotten to know each other real well in this conversation we had off screen. Yeah, absolutely. She hands you her overalls.
There was a burnt, crumpled tennis ball inside your machine. Will you check on what color it is now?
Oh, dear. Yeah. She opens up the machine and starts to look at it, taking panels off and looking inside. And it looks like it may have smelted itself into the anvil I just made for you. I don't see anything inside anymore.
This is beyond my pay grade now. Okay. I immediately just go straight, take another tennis ball. I need to know if these objects still exist or not. So I take another tennis ball, newspaper down, black, tickle, upside down. It's purple now.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, we got to drop an anvil on this.
Great. It's extra heavy, so you might actually have to work this time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm prepared for that.
All right.
You go to this anvil and try and lift it, and oh, this one's so heavy. Oh, it's like 4 times the size of the one you saw in the laboratory. Even with Vivian's help, you're not going to lift this thing.
Vivian, can you make us a smaller anvil?
Oh, I think that's the smallest one I can make. That's called the extra small anvil. I can make you a bigger one, though. If you want a bigger one, I can make bigger ones.
Yes, make us a bigger one now.
Oh, excellent. Extra large. And she pushes some more buttons and cranks out one. A gigantic anvil comes out of the line and thuds on the ground.
Right before it goes, I throw the tennis ball from where it's headed. I will not be undone.
You see the opportunity. You chuck the tennis ball under there and look and watch as it falls down and thuds on top of the other one. And it looks like you smash the tennis ball between these 2 anvils. You try and look there to see it, but it's so flat. This anvil is so big, you can't see what color it is at this point.
I push the anvil and see whether the tennis ball is an anti-friction thing and makes the anvil slide off the other anvil.
You try, you try and push it. Maybe there's some anti-friction properties here, but that anvil's not going to budge. It looks like you don't have that. Sadly, good thought though.
We could put a little paint on the anvil and make it be purple so the anvil floats, and then make fun of it and make it fall.
Okay, great. So I'm going to go start prepping another tennis ball while you start painting that. Yeah.
I'm putting some black on the anvil and tickling it, and then
upside down.
I'm very tired, so at this point I think I'm like
just hold Viv upside down.
Oh yeah. I make Viv do a handstand.
Viv, pro handstand, loves doing a handstand, so absolutely.
Viv actually can do a handstand, and I just like stare in wonder as she does. Clearly she's practiced. Very impressive. So yeah, it turns purple.
Lyra, you go paint that anvil. You paint it black. You tickle it. It turns red. You have Vivian do a handstand, and when Vivian does that, it turns yellow.
Oh wait, so what?
So that's the original rules.
That's the original rules. Real quick, will you give it a push and see if it has anti-friction capacity?
Oh, so it might be because it's so hot outside that the heat step is just getting skipped.
These anvils are under the canopy that's there.
Exactly.
Oh, I've got a sander for like when you have to like retouch wood. So I go and I check the friction on it.
Yeah, you go and try and sand this anvil there with your sander. You make no impact whatsoever. It just seems to rub right on top of it. It's hard to even get a grip on this anvil. It's so slippery.
Cool. Which means, meanwhile, I have prepped another tennis ball.
You've got a purple tennis ball.
I got a purple tennis ball. I am putting it next to the extra small anvil, atop which is precariously balanced a deeply slippery, massive anvil, and I push so that the one will drop down onto the other.
Excellent. You push that top anvil, and indeed it slides right off easily and thuds into the sand on top of that tennis ball. You've buried that tennis ball in the sand, and it's hard to see, but in between the tiny one and the big one, where that old tennis ball, it's really very flat and deflated, but you can see it's this lovely shade of green. Not tennis ball green, ink green.
Boy, oh boy, this is so important. I pick it up in my hands, and I give it like a little test toss so I can assess the weight.
Yep, it still has weight like normal.
It still has weight, so it's not gravity, it's not any of those things. And I whisper to it, "You're the most important thing I've ever met. Nothing has mattered to me more than you."
And my heart breaks.
Oh,
That's an HR issue. I work in janitorial services.
Janitorial, it's very important. Different departments, don't worry about that here. You tell this tennis ball how important it is to you. The most important thing. And this tennis ball, oh, indeed, it loves hearing that. It becomes completely invisible, but you can still feel it. It's still there. It still has mass. It still exists. It's just invisible.
Everything I've cleaned in my life? Wait, if mass is preserved through the universe, am I just displacing matter? I'm not like cleaning messes. I'm just redistributing and reorganizing messes through the Okay, I sit down for a second.
Got bad news for you about the third law of thermodynamics.
Not today.
You should have engaged on an intellectual level to some of the things you were taught in janitor school. Now it's all coming back together.
Okay, we've learned what all the colors do. At what cost, I cannot say. Is the garage door open?
You go check that garage door out that leads into the warehouse. It is indeed rolled down, very similar to the blast door you saw in the laboratory. These fixed steel panels have rolled down into place. There's no handle, you don't see any control panel, there's no way to lift this thing up. Looks like you might need to find another way through there.
Okay, yes, so...
I splash black paint on it.
Yeah, because I know where you're going with this,
Mm-hmm.
I run back to those crates and I really quickly get us at least one backup thing of paint. I take the invisible tennis ball and like stare at it for a really long time and then put it into a special pocket of my cargo pants and like zip and Velcro that shut. And then I come back to find you.
Excellent, perfect. You've painted a garage door black.
Painted it black, tickled it. I'm not nearly as an expert as him. It takes a little bit longer to get the real quick giggle out, but it turns red.
Yep, turns red.
And then...
Viv, do you want to do a handstand?
Yeah, Viv, your services are needed.
Well, you're also like free. You can come with us or not because you don't work for us, but the handstand would be helpful.
And the world needs saving or something.
Yeah, I'm free to give you a handstand, but I gotta stay and fix this machine. Someone did a real number on this thing like 10 minutes ago. Viv does an expert handstand, kind of a back-flipping handstand. You watch the garage door again as it gets lighter and lighter in hue, and then turns purple. Viv unhandstands, stands up like normal, and then keeps working on her machine.
What kind of person would mess with a machine like that?
Force now, right?
Yep. Gonna be hard.
We have an anti-frictive, so I think that what we could do is just try and push, but as soon as we push it out from under the awning, it's gonna turn purple.
We could take one of the crates and use that to block the sun.
To shield it?
Yeah, one of us move it, one of us.
Yeah, okay. We empty a crate out, put it over the anvil, and then just start pushing this perfectly smooth anvil across the sand.
Yeah, sounds good. You empty out the crate of tennis balls and dump them on the ground there and make a nice little pile of tennis balls. You take the crate, place on top of the anvil there, and start to push it. Now, it is anti-friction, so it's very slippery, but sand, notably, not a great thing to push things across. You do manage to make some very slow progress. Vivian checks on you within a couple of minutes. And as you're doing this, it takes you a while to push it all the way over there toward the asphalt road. But you do indeed make it over there with your crate-covered anvil.
Great. And then we take a little running push and just like shove that anvil as hard as we can into the garage door.
Yeah! You give that anvil a push with a crate still on it and watch as it picks up speed on this asphalt road. The opposite of friction. It gets faster and faster until it slams into that garage door. The crate smashes off of it. The anvil tumbles to the side. You watch as it turns into a deep purple as it's now exposed to the sun. But your garage door is now painted a lovely shade of green.
All right. I go up to that. Yeah, I go up to that.
Oh, no, it's not. We don't say nice things about it. We spray it with the spray.
I go up to that garage door. I regard it dispassionately.
I think he's about to say something nice, and I'm like, no!
Yeah.
And push him to the side and spray him, the door, not the man, with the Elmer spray.
You heroically spray the garage door with the Inktastic formula and watch as that green ink darkens and morphs into a detailed painting of a dimly lit warehouse. It's so lifelike. You're convinced you could walk right through this one, too.
Or we walk right through this one. I'm going to go back to Vivian. We still got that extra small anvil that's at the loading dock. Repeat the process, painting. Oh, we've already smashed that crate.
Actually, I think that if we just make it purple, then it'll just float along next to us. We can bring an anvil with us.
It's a fun idea. Absolutely.
That seems like a much smarter idea. Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay.
The big anvil next to us is already purple.
Oh.
We just get to pick it up and bring it with us.
Oh, great. Then we pick up this massive anvil and just...
And a big can of paint.
Big can of paint. Absolutely. Yep.
My janitor sort of like cart. And we're just like loading everything and like push.
Cart? Okay, great. Let's get some tennis balls too.
Anything that isn't bolted down, a bunch of cans of paint, some tennis balls just in case, that anvil, shove it all on through. You want to head on through yourselves?
The coveralls too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I'm very excited about these. I'm going to do some awesome stunts.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wait, go upside down.
I do, and it's perfect.
But like, close your eyes.
You're so good at handstands. Now with these overalls, it's very impressive.
It's really great.
Wow.
I've been waiting my whole life for these. I feel like a superhero.
What a hero's journey you're on.
I know.
I'm glad I'm not on that journey. I pushed my custodial cart through that hole.
I think people get so caught up in this idea that it has to be big, it has to be expensive. How will I do this? And that perhaps maybe prevents people from doing or starting. I think that's another important thing, is just start doing things. You know, even if you're making something small or just writing down your ideas, maybe writing a script or whatever, you just start doing things, because that will lead to more things. That's how I ended up with a toilet escape room in Glastonbury, because I just made a phone call, and then after that phone call I sent an email. I just started doing. And the most important thing really is, whether you are being inspired by something, another attraction, or you're drawing from something you love, try and find and be true to your unique voice and use that. That will make you stand out. That will make what you create different and genuine.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel The Cogs Lab and be the first to embark on the adventure with us. Unlock the extraordinary. Your adventure begins now.
You all step through the opening, pushing all this junk through, and on the other side, there are floor-to-ceiling crates of all sizes with Acme labels on the side. There must be a million different things in here. As soon as you enter, you hear the voice of Sergeant Hoskins echo in your head. "We need you to apprehend this creature by any means necessary. Put an end to their destructive antics." As you begin looking around the warehouse, something on the far wall draws your attention. You see a massive shadow there. A huge head filled with sharp, pointy teeth looms over you, moving closer and closer. Frozen in fear, you wait to see this hulking creature for the first time. And then, from around the corner steps the cutest little orange duck that you've ever seen. Large, dewy eyes blink in your direction as if begging for help. Any sign of fear you had melts away. But then, in a flash, it's gone as it runs behind some crates. This must be the menacing creature you were sent to apprehend. You will need to concoct a plan to trap and capture this creature. And with everything your heart could desire in these crates, it's time to get creative. What do each of you look for in this warehouse to create the ultimate creature trap?
Oh, friend.
All right. So I'm guessing you don't want to hurt it?
No.
All right.
Friend.
Sounds like an HR issue. Okay, so we need to do a no-kill. We'll just do it like when we had that raccoon in the refectory.
They wouldn't let me keep him.
So let's do it just like that. Yeah. If you've got like an object you want, I'll go through crates and find.
Okay.
Where do we start?
Let's see. We definitely need some kind of bait. Yeah, we need something that they want.
I find a little, like a kiddie pool that we can fill with water. And then also some nice fake trees and park benches and stuff. Assemble like an incredibly appealing pond like you would find in some kind of park, something like that. And then with a lot of attention to detail, really make it lovingly rendered such that any duck worth its salt would want to come and sit in that pond.
I do go towards it and try and get into the pond.
I might need you to tighten up.
Absolutely. You find a crate that's labeled Acme Custom Pond. You open it up and pull it out. There's a little kiddie pool in there that you set up already full of water. Not really sure why they store it that way, but they do. There's some trees in there. You have a nice park bench that can set out some little reeds and cattails. You put that near the side, some fake turf to put around it. And after just a few minutes of work, it looks fantastic. This would blend into any park in the world. It looks beautiful. Every duck would want to swim here. Lyra, you kind of want to get in the pool, the little pond yourself. It looks so inviting and tranquil and lovely. Fantastic.
Great. 2 points of business. I'm going to just take one of the quick Acme screens, room dividers, just put it in front of there so the duck can't see it yet. And then I'm going to say really fast, you do have anti-gravity stuff on. Do you want to try and walk on water?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I missed what you said there. You have anti-gravity stuff on. What are you trying to do with it?
Oh, walking on water?
Absolutely, yeah. You get one of those Acme dividers out, the little screen put in front of it. It says under construction around it on all sides, so no one's going to come and look at it. And then Lyra, you don those overalls and start walking on the water there. It's a wild experience. You're used to sinking into the water, but you're right on top of it. You're just right You have the buoyancy to not sink into the water. It's got enough lift on there. Oh, it's a magical time.
Great. While watching, I just softly reach my hand into that Velcro pocket and I touch that tennis ball that's still there. And I have a moment of reverence and awe for the mystery of the universe. Dispassionately. It does not register on an emotional level.
Of course.
Okay, all right, so we got a bait.
All right, we got bait. Do we think that they'll just come to this? Should we maybe make it sound like something or really make it a full immersive experience so that they feel drawn to it from far away?
I find a crate labeled duck calls, and then next to it I find a crate labeled sexy duck calls. And I get one of both.
The HR violations continue.
You head down the aisle looking for a duck call, and indeed, as you're looking, you hear this faint whack, 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 whack. And as you get up there, you see a small crate labeled duck call. And as you open it up inside, you find there's an old flip phone there, and it seems to be vibrating. As you open it up, there's one button there that says quack on it. On the screen, it says quack, and it's quacking. Whack, 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 whack. You think to yourself, should I find a sexy duck call? And I wonder what's going to be on the other end of that phone. We'll leave that till later. You've got one duck call.
I think we're good on bait. I think now we need some kind of trap.
We do have the ability to make stuff sticky. That might be our vibe. We could paint a black circle around things and then tickle it once the duck is inside it. Because ducks are not particularly good at flying, right?
No, ducks fly.
Ducks fly?
You start to discuss the biology and flight ability of ducks. And as you do, you notice that the light in your area starts to grow dim. You turn around just in time to see the creature wielding a massive wooden mallet that's hovering in the air as it swings the hammer down on you. You have but a moment. You reach into another nearby crate for the perfect item to defend yourself. What do you find in that crate?
Acme indestructible umbrellas. I just open it up.
Perfect! You find 2 Acme indestructible umbrellas. You pull them out, pop them open, huddle under them and brace yourself for the impact. And you hear as the hammer hits these umbrellas, bounces back. The hammer flies to the other end of the warehouse. The duck looks shocked, not sure what it's going to do. It runs behind another set of crates and disappears again. Looks like you foiled this duck for this time. Well done. Now, back to your plan. You were talking about making a trap.
Yes, a lethal trap.
Yes.
No.
All right, fine.
What if we got like a net?
Okay.
And what's the step between purple resists gravity? So we could get a net, paint it, have it hovering purple, and then it's impact that makes purple turn to red?
No, black turns straight to red when we tickle it.
There was another way you could get it away from purple, though.
Insult it.
Oh. No, that turns it straight to black.
Yes. So then it would fall. If we
It
have
would
a
fall.
net
It
sort of
wouldn't be
floating
sticky,
above it.
but it would fall.
Correct.
Okay, I'm willing to do that.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead. Ooh, let me get a. I'm gonna dig past and find like a all sticky side Velcro net.
If we're willing to do the work of suspending it manually, tying it to the ceiling, we could make it disappear so it's invisible so that they run into it.
I feel like with our sexy duck call, or sorry, I pat the pocket that is that phone. I feel like over the normal duck call, and with that pond that we've made, I feel like that'll be appealing enough as long as that we suspend it high that it won't notice.
Possibly. I am a little concerned. They seem canny. We could also do some of each.
We can do multiple plans in case one fails. Oh, we got a lot of options. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do some of each.
All right, yeah, a little bit of each. Column A, column B.
Column A, column B.
I'll take it.
Great.
And I'm gonna, just as like plan C, I'm gonna go ahead and find the Acme crate that has really compelling employment offers for boring but very remunerative companies. So that if we can't trap it with a net, we can just trap it with like
Golden
lifelong-
handcuffs?
Yeah, golden handcuffs.
That's evil. We may as well just make it lethal.
You said no kill, not
No
no
kill.
live. Just because it isn't killed doesn't mean it gets to live.
Incarcerative justice is still a problem.
That sounds like an HR issue. I am in custodial services. Divide and conquer.
This cartoon game has gotten real heady and real heavy fast. I love it. This is great.
All right, so yeah, we need an extra large box of the super sticky netting.
So we can
Sounds
put
good.
a couple nets. Ooh, one visible, and then above the visible floating purple one invisible
one, so that they maybe avoid the floaty visible one and run straight into the invisible one. Love
Jokes
it.
on them.
Jokes on them.
Okay. So it sounds like our plan is we're going to put an array of one floating purple net and one suspended from a rope invisible net above our beautiful pond, and then we're going to place the phone with the duck call in the middle, take it from Do Not Disturb to on. That way the duck call will start to ring, and the duck will come and pick up the duck call, at which point we will hurl some insults, which will turn all the nets and make them drop.
Yep.
Lovely. You start looking for some nets in the crates that are there. You find one that's a Velcro net. It's already painted purple. It already resists gravity. That step's taken care of. You also look for an invisible net. You open up another crate that has that labeled on it. And you don't see anything inside, but as you feel around, much like the tennis ball in your pocket, you can feel it. There's a net there. So you get some ropes and pulleys. You start hooking these things up. The purple one just sits in the air there. You get the invisible one up there. And as you start hooking them up, you hear hissing. And then you see half a dozen sticks of dynamite lobbed over a nearby set of crates. You reach reflexively into another crate and pull out the perfect counter. What do you grab?
An infinite hose that just blasts them with water.
You find one fire hose there with all the water you could ever want in it. You turn it on, spray it at the ceiling. Water sprays everywhere like it's raining. That's even better for the duck, honestly. As you spray all these sticks of dynamite out of the air, the fuses go off, they fall on the floor. Well done, you saved the day again. Your trap is safe. It's a little wetter than before, but it's kind of a feature. You finish putting those nets up in the air. You anchor them off. The purple one's just floating there. You get your duck call out of your pocket, turn it to vibrate, set it in the middle. Any last things you want to do before setting off your trap?
I'm going to take that infinite hose and put it on the janitorial cart, because the custodial applications are near endless.
Yeah, you put the hose onto there. You're trying to find the other end of it. It keeps coming out of the crate. You're having a hard time finding it. You'll get to it eventually, you're sure.
Yeah, I'll just put the crate off the thing.
Oh, you take the whole crate off, drop it on top of it. Excellent. Perfect.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
So
Activate the sexy bird call.
yeah, we take the duck call phone off, Do Not Disturb. It begins to quack quack. We place it in the middle of the pond, and then we go lie in wait by the side, outside the reach.
Yeah, you move those room dividers off, the ones that say under construction. Start putting those on the other side so you can hide behind them so the duck won't think there's anyone back there. Just some more construction you're working on. You take your phone out, stick it in the middle. You hear the whack whack and wait. Sit for a couple minutes, hoping this duck will hear it. And then from around the corner of the shelves on the far side, you see the little duck peek its head around and look down there. Oh, what an idyllic little spot. Lovely lake to be in. I haven't swam in years. It'd be so nice to have a good swim. It comes down there, hears the call of another duck. Oh, who's this duck? It comes down there, jumps in the water, swims around looking for the duck, having a lovely time, and then you look up at the ceiling and tell the net that it's the worst net it's ever seen. What's it even doing? Hanging in the air like that, and then the net falls down, and the duck looks around, sees the net, jumps out of the way, but only just enough as you see it gets stuck there as you release the rope from the invisible net. As it's stuck there, the duck's floundering around, can't figure out what's going on. It's stuck in some kind of invisible net thing. Oh, why didn't it see this coming? It should have expected this. You look down there, the duck, it's caught there. Its large, watery, dewy eyes blinking in your direction. It's a little tuft of a tail. Oh, it looks so cute. But then you think back to the laboratory. The creature was kept under such high security, possibly for a reason. It's now up to you to decide the fate of this toon duck. Do you turn it into Sergeant Hoskins, or do you do something else? What would you like to do?
Kind of crouch down. Say, hey there, buddy. I know you just tried to kill us, but do you think we can open up a dialogue?
It looks up at you with its big eyes. It blinks a couple of times, and then from behind its back, it reaches and pulls out a sign. A wooden stick with a white sign on top that says, "Absolutely." And then it puts the sign back behind its back.
I'm going to start looking through the crates while you negotiate for poorly constructed stuffed duck with feathers that will flap out. That way we can crush that beneath a mallet and show that to Hoskins when the time appears.
You're good.
You find one decoy duck there. It looks exactly like the duck that you've got there. Beautiful plumage, lovely construction. You also find one Acme wooden mallet and set it down there and smash this duck. And you watch that wooden duck as it splays out there and gets all flat. Oh, that poor little duck in the nets. Its eyes get real big. It looks at you. Oh no, you've got the idea from the mallet from it. Oh, it's terrible, terrible.
I put a pardon our mess sign next to it.
Perfect.
All right, little buddy. So that, what you just did there, That's what our bosses want us to do to you. But I gotta admit, not super down for what they were doing. Experimenting on you, not cool. So let's talk.
Oh, it pulls a sign out from behind its back that says "Phew" on it, and it puts the sign back.
So I think the offer that we can make is this. We can cover you in this ink. We can get you invisible, and then you can leave the premises, and we will even record a voice note with an insult, just functional. It won't be personal, so that you can turn. But you just have to go from this place, not destroying any more property, and just leave the jurisdiction that BLOT Industries operates in. Would you be okay with being invisible the rest of your life?
The duck thinks for a bit, looks around. You can see it's thinking back to a time when it's in captivity at Acme, and it pulls behind its back again another sign that says "Deal" with a big exclamation mark on it.
Great. Okay. Get some paint.
We'll get some paint. I, more carefully than I have on anything else, just do a nice little makeup job on this duck.
You want to completely coat it though, right? The whole thing, the painting.
Yeah.
Wait. So that we don't have to cook and smash this duck?
Yeah, that's...
I go to the Acme thing. I find the Toon ink semicolon green, and then the big warning signs that are like negative talk or bullying is not permitted in the vicinity of this ink. Get one of those and say, okay, sorry, let's paint it with the green.
Excellent. Yeah, you find some green Toon ink there, already green. You pull that out, put the caution signs around it. Lyra, you take the paint there and start to paint the duck. Oh, it's lovely. It's so excited. It spreads its wings out, lets you make sure it gets all well coated in the paint, shakes it off a little bit, wait for it to dry. And now you've got one oddly green duck in front of you, a vivid green.
Oddly green. I would
Beautifully
say
green.
fetchingly.
Oh, it's a beautiful green. You've never seen a duck this color before, but you wish there were more ducks of this color. Absolutely.
In fact, I would say of this color, I would heap upon this color such praise as would make any lesser duck blush, but a duck of your distinction, of your excellence. Dare I say a mallard, really. A mallard among duck and a duck among birds, such as yourself, I'm sure can withstand it, and will instead turn entirely invisible as I'm filling my spray cans with this green ink, because from now on, every cleaning job I'm ever given, I'm just going to be spraying green and then saying nice things so that the stains go away.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. You tell this duck what a lovely color it is, and you watch as this duck fades from view. You can still see the net is there, so you can still see a little bit of shape there moving around. And then from nowhere, a sign pops up, presumably held by the wing of this duck, that says "Thanks" on it with the biggest exclamation mark you've seen. And then the sign goes away.
Right. Carefully lift those nets off.
You lift the nets off and you hear the pitter-patter of feet from the duck walk away and then get softer and softer. It looks like it's gone to somewhere else in the warehouse, waiting to get out, waiting for its moment to leave this place. Nearby, you've got one smashed decoy duck. Are you going to call Sergeant Hoskins back in and let him know that you've caught this creature and here it is? Is that your plan?
Yeah, definitely going to give it a bit of an investigation, make sure that we've gotten the Acme fake blood and like really make it as realistic as we possibly can.
Sold it. Sure. Can we go ahead and just make a little duck-sized, like I spray my green paint on the wall, and then we take the Acme glue and we just make a little hole so the duck can go ahead and get out of here. I feel like best that the duck's just not here when Hoskins arrives.
Totally.
That just feels like a proximity to hijinks that I don't stand for.
Yeah, Lyra, you get all these things you need to make this scene look as realistic as possible. As janitors, you've cleaned up plenty of crime scenes, so this is just the reverse of that, essentially. Outlines. You get those tents with numbers on them that no one knows what they're there for, but they're always there. Absolutely. Yannick, you take some of the green paint a little door there, spray it with your Elmer's Inktastic formula, call out to the void of the warehouse, and you hear the little pitter-patter of feet again, and then it disappears. You see some of the dust kicked up outside, some of the sand that's there. It looks like the duck, looks like you've set it free. Then you tell that opening there, oh, what a terrible opening to let this duck free. How dare it do that? The whole thing turns black, and so you've covered up that hole so no one else can get back in there. You ready to call Sergeant Hoskins back in now?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think we're ready.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You let Sergeant Hoskins know you finished up, and within a minute, he's in the warehouse looking around. He's turned off the alarms, comes up to you, sees this horrific scene in front of him, and then shakes each of your hands a little too vigorously and says, "Excellent work, janitors. You've rid the world of a terrible, terrible creature. I'll know who to contact should I need your particular talents again in the future." And with that, he leads you to return to your normal lives, mostly bereft of the silly antics of cartoons. You don't have a strange, invisible tennis ball in your pocket. You've got this lovely substance that you can use to clean up any mess, clean maybe a little bit more than actually what happens, but everywhere looks so clean. It's totally fine. You hear some news reports of dynamite being exploded in random forests, some anvils popping up where they shouldn't pop up, some large hammers smashing things, but that can't be your problem. That's not the duck. That's just a coincidence out there in the world, not a problem. Nothing for you to care about out there. As your janitors, you go on to clean more messes and fix the world of more of its problems and disasters. And with that, that's all, folks.
Hey.
You've done it. You've beaten BLOT. Well done, well done.
Congratulations. That was very fun to listen to. You both were delightful, and I appreciated, Lyra, your journey from action hero to caring savior, and Yannick appreciated your janitor's slow decline into madness.
Yeah. The existential janitorial crisis was very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. At night, under his pillow, just holds it and questions things.
And no answers come.
Oh, that was so much fun to watch you guys playing. I'm really excited to break it down a little bit more and go behind the scenes a bit in the bonus episode.
Yeah, before we go and wrap this up, Mark, I'm curious, are there any of the major paths untaken that came to mind for you as we went through this playthrough?
We had so many different fun endings with teams because the warehouse section is entirely open. People can do whatever they want. I think my favorite, the one at least that took me the most off guard, team decided that this duck, the duck was evil, but it wasn't the duck's fault. Some other external force had caused this duck to be evil. And they wanted to make sure this duck could redeem itself. So we did a duck exorcism. I wasn't ready for that at all. I asked the teams what that looked like or what things they had gathered. We got some candles and did some chanting and all sorts of stuff and turned this duck into a wonderful version of itself, no longer to torment humans.
I gotta know, has anybody ever not let the duck go? Has anybody actually captured the duck and turned it in?
A few teams did. Whatever you decide at that point is the right solution. Yeah, I know it's this cute, adorable duck, but with a duck attacks a couple of times, some teams decide, nope, this duck's no good. He's been kept in security for a reason. Let's capture this duck. Let's turn him in. But whatever you choose at that point is the right decision for the story. This duck wouldn't have been a terror to the world. It would have caused all these problems. For that group, that's the reality for that group. But most people did find a way to let the duck go.
It's just misunderstood is all.
Right? Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, creatures rise or sink to the level of our expectation for them.
Teresa Wagner did the art for the duck. And what's the duck's name?
The duck's name is Goose.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I mean, you never asked the duck its name, and that's terrible. I wasn't. I can't stress enough. It would not have registered.
No.
She spent quite a lot of time on the duck art. We have been flirting with turning it into an enamel pin. So if people are interested in that, let me know. I'd have to price that all out. But if you want a Goose the Duck pin, let us know. Also, fun fact, it's more or less rendered in the RECON logo colors.
Oh, so it is.
We talked about it being a blue duck, but there's another blue duck out there that we thought was too close, so we made the eyes blue.
Brand compliant duck.
Yep.
Yeah, and also, for those who are wondering, we also did quite a lot of research and can confirm that Acme is up and available for fair use. Please don't at me. You can do the research yourself if you want, just don't message me about it.
It's actually good to know. I will probably take that into account in future projects as well.
Yeah, it works.
There's a lot of places that use it. I think like the Batman comics use it. I think some of their generic stuff and anything that's got a generic business, Acme is just kind of the stand-in for that.
The 555 unspecified business.
Yep.
Do the two of you have any questions for Mark about the gameplay or anything that you felt like wasn't covered?
I think I'd ask, I know they were saying that, like, different from previous RECON Remote games that you've made. In what ways, if any, was the experience of making this game different from you? And was that something that you came into it with? That you were like, oh, I want to try something that's a little more kind of DM-y? And in what ways was that something that just emerged from mechanics that you were playing?
This feels like a very deep conversation that we should save for the bonus show.
Got it.
Cool.
Pay for the content or get wrecked, nerds.
We ran real long on this one. So what I will wrap up with saying is that the concept that we started with was, what if we made a cartoon game? And the subtitle there was, I want to drop anvils on things.
Amazing.
So
As a consummate Jessica Rabbit fan, made me very happy.
So if any of our listeners at home are interested in you and your work and want to find out more, where can they do so?
Yeah, sure. I've got a website, Lyra Levin. It's LYRALEV.in. And that's where I usually will put stuff up eventually. Or if you want intermittent but more recent news, my Instagram, which is Idolenne, which is EIDOLENNE.
We'll put all the links in the show notes. Yannick, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say if you want to know about my projects, go to uniqueto.com. You can go project by project and join a waitlist for each one, and you'll be informed about chances to experience them. If you want to know about my life, I would discourage that. Not a lot to be found there. I have an Instagram. You won't find much on there. So I'd say go to the website, find out about the projects, take a look at them. Whichever one looks interesting, join the waitlist, and I'll let you know the next time you have a chance to do it.
And if you have an opportunity to experience Undersigned, I highly, highly recommend that you do so. Mark, how about you?
Yeah, you can check out my works at my website. It's marklarson.com. It's my first and last name without vowels, so MRKLRSN. You can find all the stuff that's there. I do a lot of freelance design work, consulting stuff. If you do want to reach out, please do. I love talking with people about all the stuff, design, talking shop. So if you got any questions, want to chat, want to see if we can work together on something, please let me know.
Amazing. We will have links for that in our show notes.
Okay, this brings us to the end. I will let you know that Mark and I and Teresa will be collaborating on the game for RECON Laval in Laval, Quebec, Canada, coming up in August 2026. So if you want to play a real-life game that we all make together, come join us there. We've got some crazy ideas. And to wrap this all up, Lyra, Yannick, Mark, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for bringing so much joy to this episode. This game was very clearly a labor of love. Mark has leveled up so much over the years of figuring out how to run these games, and he was able to do pretty much 50% of this game just made up on the spot. Lyra and Yannick, you both brought so much wonderful energy and created so many interesting bits to go and spice this one up. Truly, truly appreciate all of you coming together and making this one a great episode.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you so much for running it. It was such a blast.
Yeah, free goose.
Free goose.
This episode of Reality Escape Pod is produced by Teresa Piazza with support by Lisa Spira and Teresa Wagner. We're edited by Steve Ewing of Stand Inside Media, music by Ryan Elder, logo by Janine Proct, and all of this is brought to you by RoomEscapeArtist.com, your home for well-researched, rational, and reasonably humorous escape room and immersive gaming content and events. Thank you to our highest tier Patreon supporters, Derek Tam, Breakout Games, Escaparium, Pat Dupin of Olivier Escape, The Ministry of Peculiarities, Panic Room, Rex Miller, Mark of Keystone Escape Games, Byron Delmonico, Karen, Mystery Unfolds, and Andy Mincer. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. It means the world to us.
If you've made it all the way to the end of the episode, you're still here, looks like you had a pretty good time listening, we would love it if you took that good time and left us a review. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. It helps with making people find our podcast, and it even helps us with getting guests on the show.
And if writing a review is a bridge too far, just share the link to an episode that you like with someone who you think will appreciate it. Word of mouth, that is the thing that helps us grow. Thank you so much for supporting us, however you're doing it, whether it is on Patreon, with a review, or just sharing a link. We appreciate you. Our convention, the Reality Escape Convention, is happening this August in Laval, Quebec, Canada. And you should come learn, play, and hang out with us. We will have the whole crew there. We'll have wonderful speakers, some fantastic games, and so much fun while we all learn together. Tickets are on sale now at realityescapecon.com, and you can use code REPOD50. That's REPOD 50 to save $50 on your ticket if you buy before the end of 2025. Get your tickets now. They will never be cheaper, and they will sell out.
Another one of my favorite endings for this, team decided that after they had captured the duck and talked it for a bit, they decided that Acme was the true villain of the story, and they wanted to make sure that Acme got shut down, so they took the duck's affidavit, submitted that to the FBI, let the duck go. They may have recruited the duck into BLOT as a new janitor, walking out with him with a little janitor costume on it. That may have been a different group. They all kind of mixed together, but the fact they got Acme shut down, I thought was a real accomplishment.
I love the optimism that the government isn't on the side of big business.
This episode's gotten so heavy. Oh, man.
It's like an anvil just sitting on top of it.